name spelling, all that.
Sure. Michael Ian Borer, Borer, Associate Professor of Sociology and Director of Religious Studies.
So, Storm Area 1,
So the first that I heard about this was when the event was posted on Facebook, which from what we know now, that poster did it because he was bored. And it wasn't necessarily even that event that I heard of, but like most people, I think they started seeing the memes that developed after it. And that's why this event is really interesting, is that it connects interest in aliens, interest in government conspiracies, and then this connection to internet culture where ideas and memes, or ideas through memes, move really quickly. So whether it started as a joke or not, let's say it did, it quickly became a joke for many people. And somebody still remains that way, even for, I think, many of the people who may or may not be planning on going there.
Isn't it crazy that he was a joke, right? He did it to get whatever, but he's having a big party downtown. Like, somebody's helping him.
Right. Well, that's another interesting part of this, is you have something that really actually was very organic, and then the original organizers, at least they knew enough to pull out of Rachel and Lincoln County, because if you get anywhere near the amount of people that said that they're going or interested via Facebook, but a click is not a ticket sale, so it's hard to really know what that means. So at least he knew that this could be a really potential problem for both the town itself, the residents of that town, and for the X number of thousands of potential people who are coming there who need places to do their stuff. Right. And that's eating food and drinking water and even having enough gas to get out there. It's the desert, right? And if you're not used to the desert, if there are people who are traveling here from far away, the high desert can be a pretty nasty beast come sundown.
Right. What's your thought on numbers or curiosity, folks?
Well, I'm really interested in what's going to happen afterwards, and maybe we'll find out what the demographic is of people who are there. I have a feeling that you have the lunatic fringe, so to speak, that's at the center of this. That's a mixture of believers in aliens, alien enthusiasts, people who want to have alien encounters, then also coupled with the government conspiracy stuff, the government's keeping secrets from us. We need to find it out. That's why we need to storm it, right? But now I'm starting to think that there's a lot of people that may be coming, so we don't know today, that may be coming, who are now just interested in seeing what might be a total wreck. Or they want to take part in something that's bigger than themselves, something that might be lasting. I think that's an interesting part of this too, so it starts on the internet, it starts on Facebook, so it starts on social media. And we live in a time right now where we are inundated with ideas and images via social media. So I imagine there's a certain portion, maybe a large portion of people who are going to risk going up there so they can say that they were there, and more importantly, they can take pictures of themselves there and then post it when they get home because there's no internet connection up there.
I was just going to say that. And I wonder, Verizon is going to send towers down there to help the cell service. I saw one already. So everybody's trying to get a piece of this.
And that's something we shouldn't be surprised about. With something as popular or that has such interest, there's going to be people that are going to try to capitalize on it, try to monetize it, try to commodify it. So we see that even now with the move to the downtown festival that's happening tonight. That's now being sponsored by an events organization, the Collective Zoo. I guess they're a music and events group, and of course Bud Light, who has their own alien beer.
Unbelievable. Smart.
You know, and I think one of the things with Bud Light and Budweiser in general, what they're very good at is honing in on both people's fears and hopes. Right, so when the Budweiser America cans came out a year or two ago, right, that was about fear and hope, or hope and change, or the lack thereof. But in some ways they threw their ring, or they threw their hat into the political ring with this. Now they're just trying to perhaps exploit. I just dropped that. Okay. So I think Bud Light might now just be trying to exploit their other people's interest in this phenomena.
And it's like us. Media's going to, it's going to be crazy, or, there's nothing there.
And let's not forget that part. The media plays a role in this too. As much coverage as there is, that's also creating buzz. And from as far as I know, there's been very little advertising actually coming from the organizers, even those up near Rachel and those here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, we're doing it.
A lot of the advertising for this event is coming via the media, which is an interesting turn.
They don't have to spend money.
No,
right.
But I understand media goes where the story is, and there is a story here, at least right now. And I think right now we're in a really interesting position because we have no idea. We have no idea how many people are going to show up to this and what they're going to do when they're there.
And it's let's go back to whenever Area 51 first started. I don't even remember, but that curiosity of going, what is there? Some people go, some people so. Now it's like everybody's going to be there because they want to know what's there.
Right. And for years, the government denied that Area 51 even existed. So that's part of what piqued people's interest, right? And people found that enticing, right? And now the chance to possibly get in there, and this idea of storming, I think, is really interesting too, where one of the main ideas behind it was they can't stop us all, right? Well, that's where some real risk comes, not risk from the aliens, risk from security.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about real life and death, potential life and death risk here.
Yeah. Let's hope nobody tries.
But you get that many people, and it's bound to happen. Right. Someone's going to want to be out front. Someone's going to want to be the first. Right? Whether that's the first to breach the gates and find the aliens and release the aliens into the wild. Exactly. And you get enough people, there's going to be a sort of hive mentality where we've all played game of telephone, right? And someone's going to hear something about something, and someone's going to hear something about something, and that message is going to get totally turned around, and we may have people storming the gates. Now we may have people doing the exact opposite and running the other way. Who knows?
Yeah, you could hear, hey, somebody stormed something on the Rachel side, and they're at Heiko. Let's go.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So they can be going back and forth because there's two festivals up there, which also might be a part of this too. Or are people just interested in finding some sort of weird kooky party out in the desert? Well, there's also a weird kooky party going on in downtown Las Vegas for this weekend too.
Area 51, what can you tell me about that place?
As I noted before, Area 51 starts or opens in early mid-50s. CIA, the government denies its existence, and I think 2013 they finally acknowledged it. But people have known that it's somewhere in southern Nevada, north of Las Vegas. But now they know they can pinpoint where it is. But what's in there, we still don't know. And that not knowing has created a space for people to fill in the gaps with their own stories, which is what we do with almost anything. Right? Science can take us only so far. Even Carl Sagan said that. Science can take us only so far, and there's going to be gaps in our knowledge. And in those gaps, that's where we fill it in. We fill it in with information that we believe, or sometimes more importantly, what we want to believe.
all those movies that always talk about it.
Absolutely. And movies, television shows, comic books, graphic novels, whatever it may be, these all reinforce people's beliefs and in some ways justify and verify their beliefs in the paranormal, the supernatural, aliens, the extraterrestrial, whatever it may be. Is it? We had a time when vampires had their moment, and zombies had their moment. Is this aliens' moment right now? Is that what's happening? I mean, is it all sort of coming together with this? It seems to be. At least when you looked at the original Facebook event site, when you had 1.8 million or so people saying that they're going, and another 2.2 saying that they're interested. Again, those are just clicks on a computer or on a cell phone or on a screen. It's hard to understand that as real hard data, but we'll know soon enough.
And then last night with the
I
plan that.
I read about that this morning, and why would they do that? Why do they do that now? It just feeds into both, again, fear and hope. And I think in any narratives about aliens and alien encounters, there's both fear and hope, right? Hope that they'll be better than us and save us or something, and fear that, well, they might be too much like us and try to fight us and take us over and whatnot. And clearly there's plenty of pop culture products and texts and stories and movies that tell us that tale already.
I wonder how many people or students see those planes that fly by that I saw this morning, have no clue what that is.
Well, a lot of people, especially with the big open skies here, there's a lot of conspiracies about chemtrails. So this feeds into all of that. I mean, again, this is a really sort of perfect cocktail. It's a perfect mixture of, again, interest in things that might not seem to fit together, but come to a head, especially with this particular place being Area 51.
There's going to be any UFO sightings going to be tonight? Watch.
I wouldn't be surprised if there will be people trying,
Fakers?
like people with like drones and making their, like, pretending to have their own UFOs or something like that. I don't know the exact word to say it, but I mean, drones might be a way to do it, right? You just take one of your drones, and because people have them, and put some lights on or something and fly it above. You're going to freak some people out right now, in part because now, and again, going back to the media exposure, it's in people's consciousness. It's at the forefront of their brains. So people are in some ways hyper aware. People who have no interest at all in aliens are now hyper aware of this, especially in this city.
Right. I mean, there's how many people didn't vote last year, or when Trump was running, and they're like, "Oh, I'm voting now." You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
Exactly. So, what numbers are? Yeah, what numbers are there? And yes, and stranger things have happened.
Anything else? Say about Area 51.
I'll say this. There are a lot of people snickering at folks about aliens and about going to Area 51, but in reality, people believe in a lot weirder things than extraterrestrials, whether they exist or not. And the reality is, we still don't know. The universe is a very big place.
You saw that Navy video last night, didn't you?
Yeah.
You can't fake that.
No.
I don't know what it was.
I don't know either.
You should not fake
Yes,
that.
and what did they didn't call it a UFO, they called it something else. It was a different label.
See, they don't even want to call it that.
Yeah, it was still basically that. It was like unidentified flying thing, like a UFO. It was something ridiculous like that, like a UFT rather than a UFO. And
that happened a long time ago, but it comes out last night. Right close to. I'm telling you,
because people can benefit. There are some people that can benefit on hysteria, and we are on the border of that with this event.